Hi, it's Laura Stephanie, and it's Parsha time. The name of this week's Parsha is Sh'lach, Sh'lach, Sh'lach. The name of this week's Parsha is Sh'lach, Parashat Sh'lach. Some people call this Parsha Shlach Lecha, and we're going to talk about that later. But this is a really great story. Moshe sends scouts or spies to check out Eretz Canaan, the land that's going to be Eretz Yisrael. And there's a lot going on. So I'm going to ask my friend, Chani the Chametz Hunter, to tell us all about it because she's experienced with looking at things, looking for things, and she's a bit of a spy herself. Chani, can you tell us about the Parsha, please? Hi, I'm Chani the Chametz Hunter, and this is my dog, Spot. We look for chametz all around when it's Pesach time. But other times of the year, we have other jobs. We do scavenger hunts, we do bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, and this is a story about people checking things out. So it's perfect for us. In this week's Parsha, Moshe sends 12 spies or scouts to Canaan to see the people and the land. Check out what's going on. There's one representative from each shevet, from each tribe. After 40 days, the spies return and they say, great news. It's a land flowing with milk and honey. The fruit is amazing, huge. But 10 of the spies say, bad news. The people are huge. They are giants. And the walls are like fortresses. They are very strong and we're not going to be able to conquer it. 2 of the spies, Yehoshua and Caleb, say, no. Wait a minute. You've got it all wrong. Let's look at the other part of it. We can do this. Look at the fruit. It's delicious. We got this. But guess what? The people listen to the negative report. They listen to the 10 people who said it couldn't be done. And they cry out and they say, we don't want to go into the land. That is not good at all. Hashem is furious and he wants to punish them in a bad way on the spot. Moshe reminds Hashem that he's a merciful God. So Hashem says, okay, I will spare them for now, but they're not going in to the land. Because they complained and they didn't have faith, they're not going in. And only Yehoshua and Caleb from that generation will go in. And the very bad news is, instead of going into the land, they're going to have to stay in the desert for 40 years. 40 years. Well, you're not going to believe this part. There are some people who say, we regret that we complained, we regret that we looked at the negative perspective, but we're still going to try to get into the land anyway. We can go up the mountain and get in. Moshe says, bad idea. If you try to get in to the land, you're not protected by Hashem, and it's not going to go well. They didn't listen. They tried to go into the land, and guess what? They got beaten by the people from Canaan and the people from Amalek. It did not go well. That is the story of the spies. Now, it just shows us that glass half empty, glass half full. We have to look at things from the positive perspective. And spoiler alert, 40 years later, Yehoshua sends spies to check out the land, and they give a good report and they say, we can do it. So the question is, why did Hashem send spies? Why didn't he just tell the people about the land? Maybe the answer is people have to learn things for themselves. Maybe that's why people call the Parsha Sh'lach Lecha, which means send to you, because the spies had to learn about themselves, not just the land, but about themselves and what they were capable of doing and how they would react. Sometimes we get it right and sometimes we get it wrong. The spies in the story got it wrong, the 10 ones who had the negative idea of what was going on, right? They let themselves be ruled by fear instead of saying, we have a great challenge, we can do it. Look at the big fruit, we got this. Instead of that, they said, we can't do this, and they got scared. It made sense because they're coming from a slave mentality. They're coming from difficult times, and they still didn't have complete trust in Hashem. They still were not feeling confident. So a lot of things are perspective. Right now, we're going through a challenging time, and maybe we could say, oh no, we have to be home with our families all the time. Or we could say, wow, we're stuck with our families all the time. That's amazing. We get to do all these things around the house and with our families. It's just the perspective that we have on it, and it's how we look at it. So hopefully we can all look at things in a positive light, and we can look at challenges as things that we can work on in a positive way. It's all perspective. And hopefully this time can help us to increase our emunah, our faith in Hashem. Everyone have a Shabbat Shalom.